Hey guys, this is John from Walton's, and this is Gigawatt Hot Jerky and Snack Stick Seasoning. If Walton sells one seasoning that I would call truly hot, this is it. The Gigawatt Jerky and Snack Stick Seasoning really does have some power behind it. This is a seasoning that those who are heat adverse will hate. Way too hot for them. Most of the other things that Walton sells that are hot are really just warm. This one is for those people who like to feel a little bit of pain when they're eating their food. Now, all of the heat comes from red pepper, so it's not anything too exotic. It is just a good old-fashioned punch in the face with some heat. You can make it much, much worse, which we almost always do, by adding the high-temp ghost pepper cheese. The two of these together are an absolutely overwhelming force of heat, but the flavor is still delicious. We love making these. Anytime somebody says, oh, we don't have anything so hot, I'll pop out a batch of these and they will be sweating within seconds. Now here's how we like to make it. Normally we're making this out of pork butts. However, you definitely can make it out of any of your wild game. If you shot a really old hog and you need something to cover up just a bit of that wild gamey flavor, this is a great seasoning to choose. Just make sure that we're using 20% or so of pork fat. It's always where you want to be because that's going to let you experience the flavor and the heat a little bit longer. That fat is going to melt, coat your mouth, and that hot red pepper is going to keep kicking the entire time you're chewing. So we just go ahead and debone our pork butts, and we do that simply by removing the portion with no bone from the bone portion and then paying really close attention with some sort of boning knife, preferably one with a good amount of flex. We just want to get as much of the meat off that bone as possible. Then cut everything up into strips small enough to fit down whatever grinder we're using. In our case right now, we're using our 22 grinder with the one-shot attachment so we can do both grinds in a single pass. We've got a 1/8 plate on the outside. If you're doing a traditional grind, just use a 3/8 plate for your first grind and a 1/8 plate for the second. To mix the seasoning in, we're just going to mix our seasoning, any other additives like cure accelerator, binder, and hopefully you're adding ghost pepper cheese to really kick it up. And we're just going to mix it until we have protein extraction. This is where the meat gets super sticky. There's two good ways to tell if you have protein extraction. One, if you pick up a handful of it and you spread it apart, it should start moving with you. It shouldn't break into two clumps. The other one is just grab a handful of it, hold your hand vertical with the meat on the underside of your palm, and it should stay there. Your hand should be fully open and it should just stick to the bottom of your palm. To stuff it, we're just going to use one of our Walton sausage stuffers, making sure that we don't have any air pockets in that canister. We're using 19mm smoked collagen here because that is the best size, in my opinion, to use for snack sticks. We're going to stuff it until the casing is full and smooth with just a faint swirl pattern running down the outside of the casing. Our smoking process is really simple. We're going to do 120 degrees for an hour with no smoke and no humidity. Then we're going to add smoke and humidity and increase that by 20 degrees every hour until finally we're at 180 degrees and we're cooking it until the internal temperature of the meat is 160 degrees. At the end, we want to run either a shower cycle in our smoker, which you probably don't have, or an ice bath. Now, important note here, we don't mean a little bit of ice in some water. 50% ice, 50% water, and get those casings in there pretty quick and leave them in there for at least 20 minutes. We want to stop the cooking process. We want to get the casing set nicely to the meat. If we don't run a good shower cycle, we run the risk of this casing actually peeling away from the meat. Now let it sit out for at least an hour, preferably 2, to do something called blooming. We're going to get some color development at this stage, and we're also going to get some equalization of humidity so that when we go to vacuum pack this, we're not going to have a bunch of humidity in the bag. Having a dry product in the bag is going to give us a way longer shelf life than having a wet product in the bag. Now the only thing left to do is take your deer, pork, beef, whatever Gigawatt Hot Snack Sticks and absolutely crush your friends with them. Make sure they know they're about to eat something really hot or you're going to have some hurt feelings. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and visit waltons.com and meatgistics.com to find everything but the meat. Thanks for watching. I'm John with Waltons, and we'll see you guys next time.
Subscribe to Walton's YouTube channel to check out more meat processing videos. Shop waltons.com to find everything but the meat. Or check out more handpicked videos by clicking here or clicking here.